just going to share my screen. Yeah, hopefully everybody is able to see the screen. And yeah, so yeah, thanks for joining everybody. It was so over the past few months, we have really worked hard. Everybody in SMCC, be it HR, marketing, strategic partnership, and engagements team working on different engagements. You guys are part of SMCC now, and we are happy to share you with our progress that we have achieved so far, and what part of club you are, into, and what are the current engagements we are having upcoming in September, and some potential engagements which might come in January and in May. And if you guys have any questions on how to get started and what's the timeline, I'm going to be sharing about it. But if you have any further questions, just feel free to ask me, or Elba is also on the call, so she can also chip in for some advice from human resources. So just to begin, we're going to be talking about some key performance indicators to mention about our club since last year, how far it has come, and an overview of our engagement timeline, what we are planning to go forward with, and then current projects. We have 3 current projects in pipeline, and then some potential projects. So talking about clients, there's no project type yet, but just to tell you what kind of clients we already have in store, and maybe industries, which they might be associated with. So this beautiful presentation was already made by marketing team, but I edited out. And currently we have completed 6 engagements across like different industries, be it NPOs or tech. We have currently now 3 ongoing engagements. We have 46 consultants now. We started with 5, but we quickly ramped up and got amazing people like you. And we are 46 number strong, and more than 180 days. We have been working and hope to see this number cross 365 soon. And then we are already having 12 workshops done, be it events, but we have further exciting events coming up. So just keep your calendar in schedule and see these engage or workshops or events coming soon. So this is an interesting one. Again, marketing team put it together, but it's interesting to see that we have accumulated 134 of work experience across human capital, finance, data analytics, biotech, project, and strategy oriented. I think this is a strong suit, that we have such diversity in our club across the people that we hire as SMCC consultants and the leadership team. So this is really exciting news to see 134 years of cumulated experience, and you can actually share with other people outside that what this club actually contains. Moving on, what we actually decided internally, the strategic partnerships team, is an agenda of how our engagements would look like. So we decided on choosing September, January, and May, where majority of the engagements would come. Definitely, there might be some time that some client wants to work on a project very soon, so we will recruit in the middle of these time. But we chose these 3 particular months of starting engagement just because on the basis of being September as a new starting year. So people are excited, are motivated to come back to school and work. And January is something like people try to look for internships, which they can carry forward their experience from September, moving on to January. And May is just usually academic calendar finishes. People are quite free and they want to, try to get in more and more work aside from their internship. So May. And we are aiming for 2 to 3 consulting projects, such as September is a good month. A lot of companies, are like moving forward before the financial year ends in March, like 2022. So a lot of projects come. So 3 is quite a number that in September and January can be expected. But in May, there might be 2 because it's summertime. But that doesn't contain us from saying that this is our limit. The number of engagement, the number of consultants we have, a higher number of consulting engagements we will have. So usual project timeline, I think this might have been discussed with you when you talk to human resources team. It's usually 6 to 8 weeks, but that can be spread out in phase 1 and phase 2 engagements, which I can show you an example coming up next. And usually a team composition is based on 1 engagement manager, 2 associates, and 2 analysts. So usually engagement manager is somebody who has already an experience, they have worked in the firm, or they have worked on, consulting engagements inside SMCC for quite a while. And then there are 2 associates, PMBAs, MBAs, and PhD. and 2 analysts, bachelor's degree and master's. This is very norm to what you see in consulting industry, and that's what we are sticking up to. But there might be some exception if somebody has a very great experience, so we would not just restrict them to a particular role. And the staffing procedure, which is in the process, but what we are hoping to do is do a very similar style of presentation that I'm doing today, and talking about what kind of projects that are upcoming a month before, so all the consultants have the opportunity to see what projects are there and which they see the better fit for themselves. And then you people will be your consultants, prospective consultants can be reaching out to human resources team, and they can direct these applicants to us, and then we can select who is the best fit for the projects. And because sometimes clients also have particular requirements, which I'm going to be sharing and also forward particular case, why I'm saying that. So I think that's the case. If anybody has some questions, we can take it now or in the end. Let me check some chat. Yeah. Okay. So that's through the so okay. No problem, Shruti. So yeah, so our current projects are in pipeline is Flipside, Epsilon, and Como Comfort Foods. They are actually from 3 distinctive industries, which is a really interesting part. So to begin with, our first project is Flipside. So Flipside is a Vancouver Island-based startup. It's a startup, in the industry of green and sustainability industry. So what they're trying to do is try to create niche recyclable products. They don't want to be a mass manufacturer of recyclable products, but they want to be a niche products making, what I mean to say is products which you can use in your daily household or in any other sense. So that's why, so this project is divided into phase 1 and phase 2. The phase 1 is already started, recruitment has already completed, which will run from September to November. And the phase 2 recruitment is open, October to January. Our engagement manager is Chirag Sharma. He's a manager at Deloitte while he's doing his PMBA at UBC. So the phase 1 of the project, as I just said, they don't want to be a mass manufacturer. So the first project is about a customer discovery. So, identifying what is a perfect product fit and who can be the potential customers and how would they go about selling this. So this is the first one of the project, but the second phase is really important to it. After identifying the customer, we need to develop an implementation plan for the CEO of the company to identify funding opportunities, because it's a very early stage startup. So they require funds to be in operations and move to a different side of their facility too. So this is some project. If people in the audience would like to be interested, you guys can reach out to human resources department and they can help you, and you can let them know that you're interested in phase 2 this project, and then Chirag will be overlooking those applicants. Followed by is a biotech industry. I think all folks of biotech here, like me, PhD candidates, Epsilon, right? It's a very big startup with a market cap of 5 billion, which is based in Vancouver. I'm leading that engagement soon, which is September to November. So already we have 2 associates allocated as I talk to Seham. So the project I can't disclose because there's an exclusive confidentiality agreement that has been signed with Epsilon. So I can't provide a lot of details. I can just give you an overview that it's an opportunity assessment project where they want us to study a particular drug targets and just help them in seeing if there has a potential revenue model in it. I can discuss more about other things, about like what are the other potential projects that we can think of for a biotech industry, but this is the only information that I can disclose. So I think we need analysts of 1 or 2, but you can reach out to Seham if you are interested in this project. And it's going to be starting soon by next week, so it's going to ramp up. And third and the last one we have is, Como Comfort Foods. It's a new company. It's actually public. As seen yesterday, I've seen its market cap is $8.7 million. And it sells, frozen plant-based food, and they want to expand it to East Coast. So it's kind of a supply chain project. So people who are interested, there's still positions open on this team if you want to get on this project. And Rohan, again, an MBA student, full-time MBA student at UBC, is the engagement manager. So anybody who's interested in this project, please reach out to human resources team again to direct your interest. And as I said, So these are potential engagement clients. We can't promise it at when we will be starting this engagement, probably January or May. But in clothing industry, we have Aritzia, Lululemon, Leeds, followed by Mission Possible. This project can start earlier. It's a nonprofit based out of East Van, which wants to understand, how they can attract particular workforce and help them developing a growth strategy for their organization. Hootsuite is another tech company that has been behind a lot of management of data. And then we have Coast Capital Savings, Amazons, and Shopify. These are just a small list. There are other companies that might come, and those engagement might come earlier in January. But we just wanted to share with you, potential engagement clients that are very big names in Vancouver and Canada wide, and even in North America. So I think that's the end. And if you are interested in joining as an analyst and associate in strategic partnerships team, reach out to Sehem, human resources manager. She has done some amazing work. So this team usually focus on, reaching out to clients and developing events and partnerships. So you will be at the forefront of, being a backbone for this club, bringing in engagements, because that's how our club runs forward with too. And, sponsorship money. So happy to receive and open the floor for questions. Yeah, Arju, go ahead. Arju, you can go ahead. Arju, Arju, you raised your hand. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm saying that for Accelera project, it sounds to me that it's more about scientific research rather than business. Am I right?
No, I would say it's a science heavy project, but there are business components to it about business development. So definitely it's a consulting engagement, right? It definitely, a life sciences projects require life sciences knowledge too. And there is business aspects too about, doing business analysis or, financial models, how profitable a particular drug target can be. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So
okay. It covers whole aspects of life sciences consulting. Any life sciences case study, if you can pick up and see, it covers everything. So yeah.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Does anybody else have any questions? Or yeah, Natasha, go ahead.
Yeah, for the Accelera projects, you say that it's starting next week.
Yeah.
Is it already confirmed how long the engagement will be? Because you said in the beginning it might be 6 to 8 weeks typically.
Yeah, so definitely, so it's gonna run till November, so 8 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that also applies to the other two Como Foods and okay.
So yeah, Como Foods is still, so there is not point is that there is already been some staffing involved and the project is up and running. It's just that we need to confirm the team. So that's why we wanted to do this engagement today. So we can have all the interested parties reaching out to Sehem, and then we can select the most particular fit to the project. So yeah, they are all, both Como and Epsilon are from September to November, maybe mid-November, but Flipside is already started. So their second phase can start in October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna let the floor open, and guys can take time to think. It's totally fine. Yeah, it says 421. Arzu, yeah, go ahead. Arisa, did you raise your hand again?
Oh,
or-
yeah. Sorry. I was wondering that, like, do you know about the time commitments of the project? Are they different or?
That's a great question. Definitely, I would say the projects have a different pace. Like, etc. requires a lot of scientific research in the beginning, and so I would say, assuming 5 to 7 hours per week, because you're going to be having team meetings and then in groups also, like smaller groups meetings with your teammates. So, and it depends. It's usually higher than what you expect. So I can only give you that answer because they're Flipside and Como. I'm not well versed, but assuming I'm looking at Flipside, like it requires same 5 to 8 hours per week commitment.
Okay, thank you.
I think it's everything. Yeah, I think then I'll stop sharing. Stop recording.